Well, he's not worried about his engine house, so we're completely wrong. Clearly, that's no. I mean, to be fair, he won't have seen it, but feeling confident. That'd be nice for him to have that confidence back, having had the issues that he had in Q4. On pole in this one, Max Rundberg, Jimmy Osterberg next to him, and then we've got Linda Johansson, who put in that brilliant performance earlier on today. Timmy Enland, Algot Hammerqvist, and Matthias Andersson. High RPM for so long, jump start in the background. I thought that was going to happen just from the sheer amount of hold. There was few of the drivers go for a test start. How that's quite a sneaky way to do it, isn't it? But if you get the chance to have a practice start, you should, shouldn't you?
Yeah, although a lot of these guys will be doing what we would, in supercar terms, would be a manual start. So they're just loading it up on the line lock or the handbrake, whichever they're using, and finding bite point on the clutch. Probably just coming off bite point, because the clutches in these things are so fragile.
Yeah,
they're
tiny.
They're very, very tiny, got very small discs and easy to overheat.
They're quite hard to pull away at, aren't they, at low RPM, which sounds mad. Driving around the paddock, they're worse almost than launching off the line. You're at the line, it's 11,000 RPM and dump the clutch, feather it on the throttle. You know what I mean? That you're manoeuvring one at slow speed is a nightmare.
Depends how much finesse you've got, doesn't it?
Well, obviously not as much as you. I must have heavy boots. So it's a jump start at the back of the grid.
But they're a proper rally, the proper racing car, aren't they? They're more difficult to drive at slow speed than they are in their operating window, which is high speed. A bit of indecision about who jumped the start.
I think they've given the jump start board, and then they've given. What have they done here? So what are they showing everybody? A warning board? Very strange. Jump start, I think, was Hammerqvist on the inside of the back row. Anyway, going to go for take two. So Rundberg versus Osterberg on the front row. Another super long hold, really long hold from the Riggs race light went out. Osterberg's hooked it up really nicely on the outside of the front row. Jimmy Osterberg shuts the door. But Rundberg is up the inside, contact between the Rundberg on the lock stop, just holds on. Trying to find a way through. Osterberg gets back alongside him, so Osterberg's up the inside, but has to give way as they go over the crest into the right-hander. And behind everybody getting in a line, Hammerqvist is in P4, but will have to choke it twice, so he's going to drop back from there, but close at the start there.
As much as I love that first jump here at Westham, I would like it to be a little more open so they could have run side by side, because Osterberg had such a good run, didn't he, back up the inside there at the exit of the first corner.
But can't take it
but
flat.
You can't do anything with it.
No. Yeah, so okay, there we go. We'll get the digger out, we'll take the top off it and make it a bit closer in time for the finals. That is Matthias Andersson in the 605 car at the back into the joke lap. Andersson goes in behind Hammerqvist, I think has gone in as well. Was that Osterberg with a mistake? It was Osterberg, looked to me to be really sideways Ham on the exit. Osterberg, according to, has gone joker as well. I didn't spot that, I must say. We're looking at the back of the pack. No, I don't think he has either, but I wonder, maybe did he run so wide that the transponder has been picked up on the exit of the... Did you see him? He was right out by the barrier.
I was looking at the timing screen at that moment, and he has dropped back, hasn't he? But he hasn't dropped back by enough to have taken the joker in front of Enland, who hasn't.
I think Osterberg's maybe got a problem. There's some spurious pops and bangs. The scrutineer would describe that as. So Osterberg, is he in trouble? Coming down now, the indicator is still saying he's been joking, but we didn't see him go in on that last lap. It's gone. So Osterberg has not joking. That was just a mistake. We saw him right out by the barrier.
If he has got a problem, maybe Enland ought to have joked then, really, to get out of it, because I think Enland's probably got enough of a gap on them. Whatever problem it was seems to have cleared, doesn't it? Because the pace is back up again.
It's given Rundberg a huge lead, though. So Rundberg getting away, and at the minute Rundberg leads the championship. Jimmy Osterberg is down in P8 in the series standings. Osterberg last time out, 4th in the semis in round 1, 4th in the final in round 2. One of the pace men, isn't he, Hal?
He is, yeah. Rundberg's leading the series at the moment coming here. But based on consistency, really, Osterberg goes into the joker now. That's going to free up Enland to take track position, but
Osterberg gets out in front of Johansson, look, and that's what's key, isn't it? Hammerqvist has done both jokers for the jump start. So Osterberg out into P3 and actually not that far behind Enland already. Rundberg's just checked out. I wish we saw, maybe we'll see in the replays what happened to Osterberg. There was either an issue or a big mistake on the end of that first lap.
He lost pace as well, didn't he, for the next half a lap?
Under pressure, so, yeah.
So, yeah, strange one.
Could be an electrical fault, could, something that with a misfire that cleared.
It's the worst type of problem.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah.
Pinpoint.
It's much easier to spot a piston out the side of a block than it is to spot a dodgy connector.
Yeah, my mechanical prowess can probably diagnose that sort of problem.
Yeah, if it's a laptop, it's no good, basically. If you need a laptop to diagnose it, me and Hal are not your men. We know a man, but it isn't us. There is Osterberg. Rundberg has Joker and come out in front of Endland. Look at Osterberg, absolutely hanging out through turn 1. On a big push, of course, knowing that Endland, who's going to Joker on this last lap, is going to have that slingshot exit. So this is all about whether Endland in the yellow 175 buggy.
He's not doing enough. The last lap, Jimmy did a quicker lap the last time around.
That's what
this one looks quick, but
he's going to have that slingshot out the last corner. So Endland here, trying to find a way through to the final. Osterberg trying to hold on. Osterberg comes through on the lock stops in the background. Endland into the Joker lap now, going to hook it up for a good exit. This is going to be close. Osterberg coming round the outside. Enberg takes it. Enberg comes out of the Joker lap and gets Osterberg at the flag. Decent last lap.
That was a phenomenal last lap from Endland to do that, because he'd lost almost a second the previous lap to Osterberg. That's a brilliant drive.
That was mega, wasn't it? But also the slingshot shot from the Joker. I did wonder if Osterberg would be able to cover him off by going left or right, but
it makes
no
so
luck.
much difference, doesn't it?
Huge. You look at that gap and you think there's no way he's going to do it, but with the extra traction too. So there's the first of our sort of interesting Joker merges at the end. Rundberg going through along with Endland. So here's the start. Let's see if we can figure out what happens to Osterberg. So there's contact here between Osterberg and Rundberg. A lot of tyres.
Again, they were lucky to get away with that, weren't they?
They really were.
This is what I mean. Look, he's got a long side of it. He just has to back out of it, because there's no way you can go side by side.
He's got a puncture out. Rear right looks really soft.
Yeah, it looked like it, didn't it?
It really did. Right, this is where he's never done that whole final on a puncture. It looked to me as if it was
very soft.
Very soft.
But they do run quite high sidewalls, so you can't tell if it's deflection or.
Well, Osterberg, whatever happened early on in that final, it was enough of a time loss to mean that when Timmy